It's tax return season, and you know what that means.
What?
You're supposed to say more car parts.
Oh.
This week's garage shout-out goes to Larry. He's got a Canadian 1972 Chevy Corvette in Ontario Orange. And the thing that makes this unique, check this out, is he actually built a boat trailer and the boat itself for it. If you guys want to be featured in a garage shout-out, feel free to send me your cars to dirdsbackyardgarage@gmail.com or reach out to me on Instagram. Let's get started with the Mustang. Welcome back to the garage, guys. Today what we're doing is we are putting an electronic straight pipe onto... Oh yeah, listen to this real quick. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked, but we're putting an electronic straight pipe onto the Mustang. It'll be a little flap. You flip a switch, and it'll open up into a straight pipe. It's just a little Y pipe. Here's what's in the box. And then it has this guy here, the little flap that goes on the end of the Y pipe. And you can flip it, and it goes to a straight pipe. So we're gonna try and get it before the resonator and the cat so that it's extra loud and obnoxious for our neighbors. The nice thing about this one is that you don't have to do any cutting, or sorry, you do have to do cutting. You don't have to do any welding. So it's all clamped on, which makes it super easy. You just have to cut the pipe from here to here on your exhaust and then put it on with some clamps, which I think is a lot better than welding it in case the flap breaks and you have to replace the component. So if you are interested in purchasing one of these, I got it from Jegs for about 170 bucks. So I'll leave the link down below in the description if you want to check it out, get one for yourself. Let's get started, guys. All right, first things first, we're gonna get the Mustang up on our lift so we can take a look underneath it, see whether or not we can put the straight pipe before the cat and the resonator. If not, there's a perfectly long stretch of 2-inch pipe underneath the mid area of this vehicle that will be a great spot for it. So what we're planning on doing now, because look, I'm talking to the camera. But what we're planning on doing, because I didn't realize that it was X like this so close, so we don't have room to do it up there because of the cats. But what we're planning on doing is cutting back here about halfway, right in the middle of this pipe. So we'll get started cutting that off, and then we'll put it up, and then I'll wire it up. Also, a side note, this drive shaft is like out of an F-250 or something. This is insane. Look at this thing. It's huge. I can't even wrap my hand around it, just in a V6 Mustang. All right, well, let's get cutting. Marker. Old man Paul's just getting this measured up. Isn't that right? And then we're gonna cut it. It's 8.5 inches, in case you're wondering, but I guess he wants to eyeball it and ruin it. So we're gonna cut it right now. All right, so we got this cut off, and we have a little bit of play here, so we can move it to where it needs to go. I'm gonna assemble this guy, and the directions are super confusing. So we're just gonna kind of put it together and hope that it doesn't fall apart. Nice. Now we got the pipe on, we're gonna assemble it up here, I guess. I wanted to assemble it up. Okay, yeah, we're gonna assemble it up here. So I'll let you know how it turns out once we figure out how to do it. All right. So we did the bolt, a lock washer, a normal washer, then the motor with a gasket in between each side, and then the end cap. And if it's wrong, oh well. But yeah, it'll work because the lock washer will hold it in place right here. So we're gonna go ahead and get the tip on there, tighten these up, and wire this thing, which is gonna kind of suck, but okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. All right, this is what it ended up looking like. We got our clamps on here. Now we just gotta wire it up. Actually, it looks pretty sweet. Little straight pipe. All right, I'm gonna wire it up. I'm probably gonna put the wires into the stereo because they're super tiny, Just these little,
I'm walking down the street.
what gauge is that? Like 50,000 gauge? It's really tiny. So I'll show you what I end up doing when I'm done. So I was really dreading wiring this thing, you know, because I thought we were gonna have to run it on a frame wheel. But turns out there's a drain plug.
It's a Dwayne plug.
A Dwayne plug right next to the straight pipe. So we just ran the wire. Move your fingers, Dad. They're blocking. But we just ran it right here up into the drain pipe and into the drain plug.
It's not even drinking.
I know, and it goes right under the driver's side rear seat, so we can just run it right up to the front underneath the plastic up there. So we're gonna lower it. I'm gonna wire it, or make sure it works, and then we'll start it up for you guys. Also, make sure you put a little silicone around it. That's what we just did here, so it should be nice and waterproofed again. All right, guys. So what we did was the wire came up back here on the floor. I ran it along here, and then up into here. What we did was, we're gonna hide all these wires, of course, but we spliced that wire into the 12 volt for the stereo, and then we put the ground onto one of these bolts. So we'll hide it all up. I'm gonna put the switch right about here on this thing, and I'll have old man Paul start it up for you. All right, so I just drilled a hole right there. You can see the switch right here. I gotta hide the wires a little better. I'm looking for zip ties, but other than that, that's it. And I wanted to include one more thing, how to get this off so you can pull this thing out if you decide to go the same route we did. So you take these two screws out, this thing lifts up right here, and then these just pull off if you're going in for the same wiring spot that we went into. So it's going to be on normal right now when he starts it, just through the Flo Master at the back. So this is just normal sound, and then he'll flip the right now. Oh, jeez. Sounds really good. So we'll get some put this thing back together and then test drive it. That's just through the normal muffler. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you enjoy our projects as much as we enjoy doing them for you all. If you haven't already, consider giving us a subscribe down below. Next week we'll be putting on some coilovers on the Mustang as well, so just a bunch of fun parts we have going. We'll see you next time back here at the garage.